Hey everybody, welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. My name is Monica Matthews. I am the owner of QueenCare, founder and executive director of the Life Enrichment Group.
Hi everybody, my name is Tajiana Ellis and I am a QueenCare consultant as well as the academic coordinator for the Life Enrichment Group.
All right, Taji and everyone out there, let's just have a moment of silence right now for Breonna Taylor and for every other Black woman out there. I love you all, and today was a day. So let's just have a moment of silence before we get into Wealthy Wednesdays. Thank you. All right, so welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. If this is your first time joining us, Wealthy Wednesdays really is an online health initiative focused on learning and relearning how to properly care for ourselves. So we really envision this time together to consist of sharing information that is going to feed our mind, body, and soul, and ultimately lead to us leading a wealthy life. Okay, so glad you guys are all here, whether you're live or watching it later. It's so important that we continue to say yes to putting ourselves first. Like, self-care is not selfish. As a matter of fact, self-care is a function of self-love. So that's how we gauge really how much we love ourselves, is by putting ourselves first and implementing self-care in our lives on a daily basis. Okay, so this is great that you're here with us. I love you all. This is our final episode in our season 2, Taji. Can you believe that? Like, we 2 seasons down.
That's crazy. Wow.
And this is our final episode in our series, really dealing with ways to boost and promote personal wellness. Okay, and so with everything going on in the world today, like, this is so very important. And tonight is all about practicing good life attributes and tying that into keeping our stress level low. To know. All right. So glad you all are here.
So glad you guys are here. And we just want to say there's so many different ways to stay connected with us. So this show being one of them. So if you're here, thank you. And other ways that you can stay connected with us is to make sure that you like, comment, and share this video so others can also be aware of Wealthy Wednesdays. Also, remember, you can always go back and watch all of our previously recorded episodes on our IGTV, on our YouTube channel, or on our Facebook page. So to do so, make sure you follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and last but not least, visit our website at www.queencareproducts.com. Okay, so that's how you can stay connected with us. Another way that we love to stay engaged with you all, even though it's virtually, is that we always have a question of the day. So today is no different. So the question of today is, what is your favorite self-care activity? So we talk about self-care. This whole series is about promoting personal wellness. So question to you all is, what is your favorite self-care activity? Go ahead and put that down in the comments. I'll ask myself that. My favorite self-care activity would definitely have to be getting a mani-pedi. I love to get my nails done. And I love pedicures. So even though I'm not necessarily ready to go back, out there like that, but I still do my own manis and pedis.
Nice. You know what? I love so many things about self-care. I have a lot of different favorites, but I would say I have a 2-for-1 tie for my favorite, and that is bubble baths. I swear by them. I love them. I'll take one in the middle of the day if I'm super just not relaxed. And then I'm also a massage junkie. So I love massage. It's a great way to just really take care of your nervous system, and I love it. Those are my two favorites. I look forward to seeing what everyone else's favorites are in the comments. But yeah.
Yes. So yeah, actually, and also we actually have two questions of the day. So answer the self-care question, but also the other question of the day that we would love to hear is, what attributes do you value most in a person? So, because we're talking about practicing good life attributes. So what attributes do you value most in a person? In addition, put that in the comments as well. An attribute that I value most in a person, I would definitely have to say honesty. That is super important to me. I strive to be honest in all situations, and I just appreciate when people are honest with me. So that's definitely an attribute that I value a lot. What about you, Monica?
I really appreciate dependability. Like, if you say you're gonna do something, do it. Like, I really appreciate that, and that really means a lot to me. I think that's a really good personal attribute to have, because being dependable is important. So
absolutely, those are great ones. So you all heard it first. You heard about our self-care activities as well as our attributes that we value in others. So make sure you guys put that in the comments so we can see what you all think and what you all are talking about. But like we mentioned before, this is our final episode of season 2. We will be back, don't you worry. But this is just our season finale. So I can't believe it. This is crazy that we were even on our end of our second season. But we discussed so many good topics about investing in our own personal wellness. So we're gonna, just like, you see some of those other shows and they do like a nice little reel. We're gonna go back into time so you can kind of see what type of episodes that we have. And then of course you can see all of the episodes in its entirety on our IG and our YouTube pages. But we'll just give you a little snippet. So Monica, you ready?
Yeah, I can't believe this is wow, end of season 2.
I can't. It's like really crazy.
We had some good stuff too this season. Like, man, the 7 ways to promote personal wellness. This was a good series.
This is a good series, like, for real. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
So this one is, Monica, did you want to tell them the first one?
Our first one, yeah, speak on it. No more suffering in silence. Let's run it.
All right.
Self-care is something that's important that we have to honor and really make a priority in our lives. But, we cannot have self-love without self-care, right? So, and for me, self-care is how we demonstrate how we love ourselves. And so it's easy to say, hey, I love myself, right? You can ask somebody, do you love yourself? You're going to say, yeah. But what does it look like to love yourself? What are you doing in practice, right? What is it? How are you taking care of yourself, right? And so there's different aspects of self-care, like, the physical self-care, taking care of your fitness and movement. There's the pampering, which you want to make sure you get some QueenCare so you can pamper yourselves and replenish your skin, the largest organ on your body. You want to do that. And there's also nutrition. What are you eating? What are you consuming? And then there's the mental and the spiritual self-care. How are you pouring into your cup daily? What are you doing to bring joy and light into your life?
Practice.
I absolutely love that. We had a guest speaker, Nakia Dillard. Shout out to Nakia. She was our guest speaker, and she is the owner of Goddess Crown. So you all go check out her jewelry. So beautiful. And the biggest piece that I loved about that is, don't suffer in silence. And she was talking about really having like a trusted individual that you can really pour your heart out to. And I think that's so very important. I love it.
Yes. So we're just going to keep it going. This was episode 2. And that was our topic of have a radical self-care posture. And we were playing our favorite game that everyone loves, is a favorite with everyone, is our QueenCare Jeopardy. So let's look at that. I'm trying to do, I guess I can do that too, but.
That's okay. We can give her 15 seconds. You guys can hear me like clap or rap or sing. You got how many more seconds?
We have 40 seconds.
40?
Yeah, I started a little late, sorry.
Oh. Like you said 40?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were giving them 50 seconds.
Oh, it's a whole, okay, got it. Me and you, your mama and your cousin.
Okay, so Nakia said getting out in nature. That is, I feel like that's close enough.
That is.
Spend time with nature. So Nakia, we'll give you that 500 points. All right.
I feel like that was so divine because Nakia has this awesome place that she spends out in nature in Oakland. It is so beautiful. This garden she goes to. So that was all you. Okay, Nakia, keep it. And really, that's the clip that you want to choose with me doing all that?
I just feel like, you all, laughter is a part of self-care.
Yes, it is.
We have fun on Wealthy Wednesdays. So that was episode 2.
Yes. All right. So part 3, session 3 of the 7 ways to promote personal wellness is really mindfulness and meditation. And we had Ty Velasquez as a guest speaker. And she's great. Experiences by Ty. Make sure to check her out. Let's check out the clip.
Let's check it out.
One other thing I wanted to say, you were saying, sometimes it's hard to get it in, hard to exercise, or I don't always do it every day. 5 minutes counts. That counts. 5 minutes of breathing or stillness makes a difference. And so if you don't have an hour, for your self-care, if you can get it in here and there, that counts. So, we're going to get it in for about 10 minutes. Is that right? Something like that.
Today, this is hands-on application on Wealthy Wednesdays today. Yes. So Ty, will you just touch on a little bit breath work and breathing and all that, and then just take us right into some meditation.
Okay. So I'm just going to tell you really quickly, if you all have heard of your nervous system with fight or flight, when you get stressed out, that's fight or flight. What is happening when you have meditation and breathing practices, you activate the opposite system, which is called your parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is fight or flight. That's when your body internally is doing this, right? So we're doing this a lot internally throughout the day. When you meditate and do breath work, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, called the rest and digest part of your nervous system. So when you meditate, it allows your internal system to do this. Okay, so that's what we need to do for ourselves to calm our nervous system.
That was great. You guys all go check out Experiences by Ty. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. she walks people through meditation. I am there faithfully. It is wonderful. So you all check her out.
Check her out. So thank you so much, Ty. And then also for episode 4, that was our topic on aromatherapy. So let's see what we're talking about with that.
Diffuser, okay? A diffuser is very much like a humidifier, okay? It spreads the tiny particles of the essential oil into the air, and it usually uses water to do that. That's one way that you can implement aromatherapy is by buying a diffuser, okay? Steaming is another technique which can be implemented in the bath or really any place where you're going to get a lot of steam, right? So in the bath, you can add a couple drops of essential oil, not a lot, not a lot, because essential oils are really, really strong. You only need 1 to 2 drops, okay? If you're doing something that's going to put it directly to engage with the skin, okay? Without a barrier, all right? So like a hot steam bath, okay, which is definitely in my self-care toolkit, and I do take baths every night of the week.
So number one. So that was our episode that aromatherapy, just discussing essential oils, the benefits, how to use them, and which ones that are personally infused in our QueenCare products. So, we got to talk about that. And then episode 5, we had Elena Dillard, who's actually a marriage and family therapist, come and talk about the stigmas of, of why some of us prevent us from investing into mental health therapy. But that topic was the importance of investing into mental health therapy. So let's see what Elena was talking about. A stigma that tends to be said, and we hear, and I'm sure you guys have heard it, is not telling strangers or outsiders your business. So sometimes, people are saying that. Sometimes you might need an outsider to give you a different perspective, but for some reason, it's this stigma that not telling strangers or outsiders your business. So, Elena, did you have anything that you want to add to that or speak to that?
Yes, absolutely. What happens in here stays in here. That's a narrative and a statement I've heard all throughout my life, both professionally and personally. And so I just want to call out that one of the most innate positions for a human to be in is the fetal position. When we are in our mother's womb, whether you're adopted or a biological or step or whatever, the natural innate human posture is a fetal position, curling up inside our knees to our chest, our body curling inward. And that's a defensive mechanism to protect us from the outside world. In the back of us, we have our muscles, our shoulder blades, and our spine. But in the front of us, we have all of our open organs, our hearts, our lungs, the most vital organs to function. So kind of using that natural, innate, physiological, psychological response, we do that with our emotions too. When we're feeling under attack, or we're feeling threatened, or we have trauma, or we're afraid, or we become afraid, we tend to curl inward, and we tend to isolate. We tend to, not everyone, but we tend to do those things and keep outside people from seeing our real, true, intimate posture, which is why a lot of psychotherapy kind of hinges on deep breathing, grounding, mindfulness, yoga that allows ourselves to open up to receive. And
this is our personal wellness road.
That was episode 5. So if you want to see, shout out to Elena for that info. If you want to see that full episode in its entirety, definitely go check it out.
All right, number 6, is prioritize and release activities. All right, this is where we dropped our QueenCare personal wellness roadmap, okay? Just a short and sweet reminder of some simple things that you can do every single day to promote self-care, right? So we got the essentials, we have physical and mental and emotional tips for you to practice self-care. You just check off. We're just encouraging everybody to at least do 3 per day, okay? We're challenging you guys that, because I will always say, the better we take care of ourselves, the better we'll be able to take care of each other, okay? So if you need this personal wellness roadmap, it's everywhere QueenCare is.
Everywhere.
Let's check it out. Your guide to self-care, right? From QueenCare.
Yay.
So let's just get right into it. Let's talk about it. Some of these are they're no-brainers, you know what I mean? But they seem so simple, but really this is about carving out time for yourself, and that's where the challenge comes in. Absolutely. But let's just go through some of these things and let's get on this journey together.
Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to start with essentials. So that's those are things that really should just be doing. But, we're all in different levels of our self-care journey. So there's no judgment at QueenCare and on Wealthy Wednesdays at all. So the first one is to get a good night's rest, okay? It's recommended to get at least 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can do better in that area. I'm going to be completely transparent. So, yeah, and that's good. So this is why, when we have these things, it's helping us to remember, I can improve in that area. So for me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. So the next one is staying hydrated. It's important to stay hydrated. So it's important to consume water in order to maintain good health. And for your body to stay hydrated, they recommend at least 8 glasses of water, which is about 64 ounces, half a gallon.
That was a good one. Oh my goodness, Kaji. Wow. So many great nuggets we were dropping season 2. Season 1, 2, but like season 2 was pretty fire. Like, man, great season. And again, I just want to encourage you all, remind you all, build your own self-care routine, okay? It's not a cliche thing. It's something for our own personal wellness. It's essential, especially in the world we live in with all these stressors and injustices and everything going on. Like, do these things, trust us, like you will feel better and you'll ground yourself in a way to where you'll be stable, okay, mentally and emotionally, all right? So download our QueenCare Personal Wellness Roadmap. It's on our IG, Facebook pages. You can download it, screenshot it. But the most important thing is just participate in it, okay? Challenge. That is a challenge. All right, so let's get into the topic of the day. Do we have any comments, questions, anybody in the chat before we go on?
Yeah, we have a couple. I see Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany says, "Wow, that's rich." So sounds like she was really enjoying our recap. Hey, Philippia. Philippia said, "Wow, I missed a lot of good episodes. This is amazing." So we got some really good feedback. So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, we just did a recap of season 2. This is the final episode of season 2, but you can definitely go back on our IGTV and also on our QueenCare Facebook page and our YouTube channel to see the full episodes in its entirety. I promise you, they're really great. So if you want to binge on QueenCare Wealthy Wednesdays, I really encourage you to do that.
Binge. All right, so let's get into the topic of the day, you guys. All right, so we're talking about practicing good life attributes that won't lead to additional stress, either for you or other people, okay? Because we're not isolated in this world. We're interacting with each other, okay? So what's good for me is good for we when we're talking about these personal attributes, all right? So we're going to share 7 characteristics that we feel are necessary to cultivate your own character in order to promote wellness within yourself and within your relationship with others, okay? And I think really like a lot of times we overlook like character traits, you know, but the lack of certain character traits will absolutely lead to stress. Absolutely. All right. So, and especially like I said, in the times we're in now, like we want to make sure we're not adding additional burdens to ourselves or our loved ones or anyone we come into contact with at work or whatever by not practicing these good personal attributes. Okay. So obviously, like these same attributes, if overlooked, you know, can cause adverse effects towards ourselves, right? And so these 7 points are really simple. They're so simple that sometimes they can be hard. And, you know, these are just gentle reminders to us all as we work really towards a better tomorrow. I mean, we are it. If we're going to make this thing better, it's going to be because of us, all right? We want to help each other get to that better tomorrow as well, because I can get to the better tomorrow, but if I'm there by myself, it's not going to be as enjoyable, okay? So you all come along on this journey with us. So, okay, first up, personal attribute of honesty. Okay, you guys know what your grandma said. Honesty is the best policy. And honesty is not always easy, right? Sometimes it's difficult to do, but when we get caught up in the lying in the games and all of that, you know that that's going to lead to additional stress, either for yourself or other people. So that is a personal attribute just to be aware of. You know, not everything is always going to be comfortable, right? You might need to tell me you don't like my hair today or something like that.
Your hair's cute, girl. Your hair is cute.
Honesty is the best policy. You know what I mean? So, you know, because if I come down later and find out that you really didn't like my hair and you lied to me, then stress, right? Immediately. So that's the first attribute. Honesty is the best policy. Let's practice that.
Let's practice that. And honestly, Monica, your hair is cute.
Thanks, girl.
I should know that. But okay, so number 2, practicing good life attributes is organization. Okay, so organization is important. You know, we have to, and what that looks like for everybody is going to look different. You know, some people like to use lists and to-do lists and planners to stay organized. But if that's not your thing, find your thing that's going to help you stay organized and stay on track of your meetings, on track of like different things you need to do throughout your day. And another thing is that ties into organization is that time management piece. You know, like we have a lot of time, but it's important, how are we going to manage and use that time effectively? Because as we're talking about the stress, that can be very stressful if you wait to do things at the last minute, or you're not able to find this or that because it's not organized in a way for you to find it. So, you know, let's learn how to practice organization and be on top of our time management. And as I'm saying that to you, I'm saying that to myself, okay?
And to me too.
And right, it's nothing that, so I'm not out here saying like, I'm an expert at organization. I have room to improve. So that's number 2.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too. Like, we're all in this together. This is a journey for Taji and I too. Like, we're not saying that we've arrived either, but these are things that we know that if we all practice more, these are things that we're learning along the way that, like, listen, will lead to like less stress. All right, so next up is boundaries. Now this one is really serious, especially for all you good-hearted, giving people out there. Those of you that love to help, that, you know, lend helping hands all the time, seeing about everybody, you good-hearted people, I'm talking to you. You know, when we don't have boundaries, what we're saying to other people is, come on in, you can run quite crazy all through my life. You can, you know, knock over my glass vases. You can muddy up my carpet. You can, you know, drag me down the street. And the thing about it, the boundaries is we don't want to let people into our life to do those disruptive, destructive things. Okay. When we put up boundaries, what we're saying is that, listen, my self-love is right here. You can't come past there with all of the foolishness or drama. You guys know the people that I'm talking about. You know, it might even be you sometimes too. Like the drama, the neediness, you know, the manipulation, all of those things. Like, you have to put boundaries up against it, no matter how close of a loved one that person is. It causes stress when you don't have boundaries. And it's not just in your personal life, and your professional life too. And I know that I've been, you know, in times past notorious, working all night long, you know what I'm saying? Not getting enough sleep, like doing all these things, to where I had to retrain myself to say, hey, I'm putting up a boundary. If this is not done by this time, I'm gonna close it. It's gonna be there tomorrow. There is a tomorrow, like if we're promised that, you know, if the Lord sees fit, you know. So put those boundaries in place to reduce the amount of stress that you're experiencing.
Yes, thank you, Monica, for that. That was definitely, to me, boundaries are super important, especially if you're a person that has a gift of compassion. Support. So, you know, it kind of goes in hand. You know, we want to be definitely give support, but then also be in a place that we receive support as well. So as much as we are able to give it, being able to be like, you know, I need help with that. Or, you know, it's okay to say that you don't have all the answers and to receive support as much as you also give support. So basically being, you know, being a person that is able to both be a receiver and a giver of support.
Yeah, and I want to throw out there about support too. Like, this is totally side note for all you business owners out there. This is big for me too. You know, you start a business, you expect certain people to support your business. And when those people don't support, you get down. But I just want to encourage all of you all, keep giving support, because you'll get support back. It may not be from the people that you expect it to be from, but it will come back to you, right? It's the universal law of reciprocity. So I just want to throw that out there about support. So connecting to divinity or spirituality. Now, we live in this beautiful world, and one beautiful thing about it is that we can all pick and choose what we want to believe in, or if we believe at all, right? This is from my personal experience, like connecting to something that's bigger than you in a divine sense really helps to ground you and really helps you to develop personal attributes that are, favorable towards building one another up and not tearing each other down. Okay, so those beatitudes connected to divinity or spirituality is really, really is important, and it just brings an aura of power, empowerment, and wisdom that you normally would not have if you're just going at it on your own. Okay, so pay attention to that.
Absolutely, so important. And another good attribute is being a good friend. The golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. So if you want to if you want to have good friendships, we have a role in how those friendships play, right? Like, and so sometimes, we can say that we want a good friend, but we have to be self-reflective. Am I being a good friend? And then also even further is knowing that not everyone is a friend, right? There's people you connect with that they may be more like people who, you have a bond with, but they may not be able to fill that friend capacity and vice versa. So I think that's also important to know the difference between a friend, an acquaintance, and, like those differences is it's very important to know, so you don't put friend expectations on somebody who's more like an acquaintance and vice versa. So being a good friend is super important.
Tashi, I have a question for you.
Hopefully I have an answer.
Okay, so friends, how many of us have them? No.
Friends. The ones we can depend on.
All right, you guys. The last personal attribute is being reliable, aka keeping your word. And I mentioned this as being one of my favorites because I know what it feels like when someone is not reliable. It causes so much stress. It can cause stress, but I have personally experienced a lot of stress behind, someone else not being reliable. But then I've also experienced a lot of stress around me not being reliable too. So like keeping your word, doing what you say you're gonna do, things happen, they come up, all that type of thing. We understand that. But when it's a habitual thing, it causes stress. And we can't have that. Like we have enough stressors in the world today. We need to manage this little bubble that we're in, our own selves, and just keep it right and tight. Okay, so that was the 7 attributes that we wanted to just share with you all because we're sure there's more and more and more. And please put them in the comments if you want to add to our list. But just a little something to just get us started or keep us going on the right track in this thing called life.
Exactly. And I see in the comments, Philippia said, thanks for these reminders. And then also, I struggle with procrastination. Philippia, I do too. If we want to keep it 100% real. I also, the Lord is not done with me yet on that. But so I feel you, girl. This is why we're holding each other accountable. That's what this space is. We can hold each other accountable. But yeah, so those were that. So thank you so much, Monica. So now this is our portion. We have a youth spotlight. We always do this every episode because many of you may know or may not know, but the Life Enrichment Group is the nonprofit that Ms. Monica Matthews is the executive director and founder of. And so we have a lot of different programming with the Life Enrichment Group. And so we like to highlight and spotlight some of our young people. So today is no different. So we have Mr. Robert Willis. I'm going to share the screen. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Here he is. So this is Robert.
What a great picture.
Right. So, we ask our young people to send us pictures and This is the picture he sent to us. So we're so proud of Robert. So Robert actually attended our 2017 HBCU East Coast tour, so a little bit back in the day, but recently graduated from Renton High School. So congratulations, Robert, for graduating from high school, and just started his freshman year at Norfolk State University, hence the color. So if you don't know, Norfolk State's colors are green and gold. But so he's a Norfolk State University student starting his freshman year. He'll be graduating in the class of 2024, which that's crazy. But we are so proud of him. And also he's been very heavily involved in sports. He played varsity for baseball and for football throughout his time at Renton High School. So he's very athletic and he's very excited to be at Norfolk State. And that's one of the schools we actually toured when he attended our tour. And now he said back then, and I remember him saying that Norfolk State was one of his favorite schools and that he was going to apply and that he was going to go. He said that back in 2017. In 2020, fall 2020, he is now a student. So
he did that.
Yeah, he did that. So he was committed. He had a goal and he went forth with that goal. So we're so proud of you, Robert. Yay.
Yay, Robert. You know, the young people that we're graduating out of high school and graduating out of college, you know, you guys just come on back and work for Life Enrichment Group. You know, just come on home.
Come on home. Come back.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you all for indulging us and engaging with us in this episode. Some final words and announcements. First of all, get ready for next Wednesday, because next Wednesday, September 30th, we'll be hosting our monthly in-home spa experience, okay? Woo! If you have not participated in our in-home spa experience, let me tell you, you're missing out on a treat. It's not recorded. You can't go look at it later. It's a live, private Zoom session. We lock the door at 8:10, so make sure you come on in and get in. Go to www.queencareproducts.com, get your spa experience kit. And oh my God, we have created a really relaxing, pampering environment. We used to do these in-home spa experiences in person, but as you know, everything's virtual right now, but that does not mean that we cannot still enjoy ourselves in a spa environment, okay? So please, please, please join us next Wednesday for that. Again, this is the last session in our series, 7 Ways to Promote Personal Wellness. We're going to be taking a 2-week hiatus after next Wednesday, after our spa party. So we will return with season 3 track, okay? Of Wealthy Wednesdays on October 14th, okay? So, like, Taji, should we give them just a little taste of what season 3 is gonna be about? What you think?
Them with a little something.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is the bag, BAG. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all
we're gonna say.
Wednesdays, we take an approach, wealth coming from either, you know, financially, mentally, spiritually, physically, all of those things, emotionally, yes, all of those things, you know, lead to you having a wealthy life. Okay, so final words, you all, take care of yourselves, even in all the injustices that's going out there. Keep fighting the good fight. Whatever lane you're in, whatever you're called to do, whatever your purpose is, do that so that we can make this world a better place. Okay, so peace and love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Wealthy Wednesdays, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.